Monkey King.
But I don't want to talk about it too much because Secret, they took their option and they're like, we're not doing this again. And they banned the Tiny, which I think is also nice. You know, a change of pace for the players. You just played against something that was terrifying to play against in a way, you know. And, you know, not having to play that, switching gear a bit, I think it's also a lot of comfort for players. So why not? You know, they banned the Tiny, give the Monkey, and LG, they went for the same ban. So LG were hoping they were going to get it again, and they won't.
And Secret this time start with an IO Gyro, a combo that hasn't seen too much success in TI. Do you still have belief in it, Howie?
I mean, for Team Secret, I think, I don't know, they haven't always been the best IO team in my opinion.
Okay.
But I think they do see that LGD has actually already banned AA for them. I'm not too sure. I want to say that this is some character development for Puppy, banning the Tiny, because usually he always just tries to beat it again, like he'll believe in his idea. I don't know whether that's good, I don't know whether it's bad. It's just different than what I'm used to seeing out of Puppy.
Yeah, but we also haven't seen Puppy win TI in a while. And I mean that as a positive thing.
Yes.
It means that, you know, he's moving forward, and maybe sometimes some of the stubbornness has, you know, holding back a little bit. And maybe now he's like, you know what, I maybe learned from some of my past mistakes, and I'm going to give my team more comfort. We're banning Tiny, and we're beating something else. So the AA ban that LGD was setting up for the potentially, so you have to think about LGD's first pick, so they're banning first. So they're banning AA, they're banning Invoker. When they ban AA, they don't know that Tiny is going to get banned or not. It gets banned after. Meaning the IO8 that they were planning for is very strong. It's also strong for Secret to grab. And now they end up going for the IO, first phase. The Gyro, the reason for it is it's a really good hero on lane against Monkey. It's really hard to play Monkey versus Gyro. The homing this side, you don't threaten the Gyro. Meaning that this IO Gyro and LGD has only shown Monkey 4 and Monkey 1. Now they're shutting down the Monkey 4 with the Gyro, meaning they're going to have to put this Monkey on a 1 position. And that is something that Secret has to be ready for. They have an opening of creating 2 really bad silence for Monkey to play in. And that's something that's quite interesting in this draft, and we're going to see how it's going to plan out. I want to mention the Lycan ban from Secret. I think LGD could have went Lycan 8, they decided not to, and that's also the beauty of the Gyro. Once again, this Lycan 8 is a big threat against big Lycan teams. Tiny into Lycan, very scary. Monkey into Lycan, we've seen EG run it, for instance, with a lot of success in the group stage, and that's the beauty of the Gyro pick. It's like, are you willing to pick the Lycan into the Gyro? It's, you know, good counter in the game, good counter in the lane. LGD is like, no, we're not going to Lycan, and we're going to ET instead. Once again, I think Secret's approach of the first phase is very, very solid. Just like game 1. They're covering all the angles. They came very prepared.
So something I noticed that's interesting is that LGD is actually first pick again, and Secret are Radiant again. This means, I believe in game 1, Secret probably picked Radiant, because in this game, LGD had choice, and they chose first pick. Yeah. So I always find it interesting when you have these 2 different opposing ideas. Like, it does seem like in this draft, Secret clearly think Radiant is the best, and LGD are just first pick all the way. I was just curious, like, why do you think that happens?
I mean, Radiant is very favored by teams right now because the Roche is such a big objective. And when you play Radiant and you want to play around the Roche area, you have your triangle to farm with. 2 lanes plus triangle, meaning your economy is doing great. When you're Dire and you have to play around the Roche area, you're playing away from a triangle. And you're playing, you know, in an area that's more exposed, harder to defend the Dire jungle, and also there's less economy there. Which is why Radiant in the mid game versus Dire has a huge advantage. And which is why teams favor Radiant. Now LGD, you know, the LGD first pick has not been solved by Secret. It's understandable that they want to go first pick again. But as I said in the game 1, it's like LGD, they have to build some sort of strategy that is too strong for Secret to counter. Else, the 2 last picks of Secret, especially in the hands of Puppy and Heen, you know, they are going to make the most out of it. And it's going to be a really hard game for LGD to play. So this is when Secret, they want to keep their options open right now with this pick. And then they're going to start, you know, countering it, like countering the LGD heroes like in a very hurtful way for LGD. And I think the 16 and 17 picks for LGD, the next 2 are going to be the one, it's going to be the do or break, you know. It's going to be very crucial for them to pick right.
I want to mention that I like the Kunkka ban coming off in Secret. We saw that Nothing to Say picked that up in 2 games against VP, and his Kunkka looked insane that game. And not only that, but it's actually very strong versus IO Gyro. Gyro's a hero, like, you sort of have to stand in front and commit in the fight, and you can't really commit into Kunkka bow.
Exactly. And funny enough, it's a Puppy answer to Gyro. He was the one years ago coming up with the Kunkka versus Gyro, and it is beautiful. And you have the X versus relocate. You have a way to lock down the Gyro. You know, Wisp Gyro is a lot about movement speed. abuse. They just run around the team fight and nobody can stop them. X does it. It's a beautiful ban.
And they pick up the Wind Ranger. We saw Yapster go for some arcane boots straight into a shard, and that shard, I'm not gonna lie, it looked like one of the better shards in Dota when they were using that thing. It's positioning in Dota is so much, and that shard, it tends to expose the heroes that don't want to get exposed and just make the fight more chaotic.
No, definitely. Special mention to the Henchman too. Very good hero to protect the ET with. Puppy has shown how much troubles he can cause, and he was one of the ET was the #1 hero after the group stage, and there were teams that didn't know how to deal with it. Puppy crushed it. So that is a big ban from LGD.
In that game, Secret, they managed to put 2 side lanes where ET couldn't really lane. You had the Wind Ranger in one, the Enchantress in the other. Do you think that IO Gyro has the same effect for ET? Is like the movement speed enough? Because usually when I think of ET, you will either make him so he can't hit you, that's usually stuns, or take off his buff, like Enchantress.
So what I'm looking, the ET is not good against IO Gyro on the lane. It's not necessarily good in certain scenarios, but it scales great. It means that no matter how big this gyro is going to get, no matter how big the IO gets, one ET spirit, whether it is magical damage or physical damage, they will die. And this means this is them taking away the scaling from Secret once again. And to me, with the Wind Ranger and the Beastmaster, now Secret is committing to something, and that's what I want to talk about. It's very interesting. The Bane pick, Bane is about Enfeeble. I think it's the spell that people underrate a bit. Enfeeble removes 60% of damage on Gyro. It's really hard to deal with. This Gyro is going to deal no damage, and Enfeeble also reduces the healing. It's stronger than Vessel, the spell. And the cast range of it is crazy with Needlance. So this Gyro is going to have a big timing problem versus the Bane. He's going to have to kill the Bane in these fights. Of course, you have the Sleep and the Grip, very strong laner also. Now what Secret is doing is they're going to play, they should be playing the map with this. Think about it. Gale Force, Wind Ranger Shard, global spell. Beastmaster Hawks, relocate. Vision advantage. It's going to be really hard for LGD to pick the right fights. Secret are going to pick fights that they consider in their favor, fair for them, and unfair for LGD. So they're kind of going away from this, 5v5 confrontation, the Wukong, press the attack, duel, ET spell. They're taking a different approach, and I like it. I like it a lot because Secret is a smart team. They're great players. If anybody can execute a different style of Dota, it is them. So now the question is, do LGD read what Secret want to play for? And do they have an answer to that?
So I want to talk a little bit about the Legion Commander pick. My head when I first saw it, I thought that's a bit weird. It seems very hard to team fight into IO Gyro. Something that LA actually mentioned to me, or sorry, it was Insania. He said that Monkey King is a good hero when you can get 4 hits off. I think in the last game that they ran Monkey King on Alme, they had an Oracle in that game. That allows you to get the 4 hits off. Legion's the exact same thing. You buff with attack speed, make him maybe magic meal and take off
the stun from him.
Remove the stun. You get those 4 hits off. And all of a sudden, even though Legion Commander on his own, he's not supposed to be good at team fighting against IO Gyro. He has a purpose into this game. It's very clear.
It's a great Monkey King enabler. He also locks down the fight. Duel, fight is happening here. You can click Wukong on top of the duel, and you know it's not going to be a Wukong wasted. Great Monkey enabler, and that's also what LGD excels at. It's like they understand how to make a hero, in this case Monkey King, or how to make, in the other game, a Tiny, really shine. They understand what the weaknesses are of the hero, and they know how to counter, to make up for these weaknesses. But now Secret is taking a completely different approach. It's like, you want to bring this monkey to critical mass? We're not fighting into this monkey until we decide that it is a good fight. Which is also why, intuitively you can second guess the beast pick. You can be like, why would you pick Roar into press your attack, into sleep? It doesn't make any sense. Legion counter beast. But it's not about that. They're looking at the map, they're looking at the vision advantage. They're not looking at this terrifying 5-on-5 that LGD has been playing game after game. So now I'm very curious to what the Secret last pick is going to be. I think you can either add up on top of it, but I would also say that there's a route where you already realize with Beast, with Gale Force it's called, I think, the Wind Ranger Shard. With Relocate, you already have enough tools to cheat the game a little bit in the right way. I don't mean that in a negative way, right? To cheat the game, and then maybe you want Nisha to also be a hero that can kind of stabilize in a way. Like at some point you will have to take fights to win the game.
I think definitely some damage, right? You have all these global tools, but I think a hero that really solidifies that, you'll have vision, you have mobility advantage on the map, makes some map presence, which I think is what Secret's good at, like really good at in Dota. So I'm glad they're drafting this style.
Yeah.
For Ursa, so this is damage. Is that, so it's Gyrocopter mid, Ursa?
Yeah, it looks like
carry,
it.
Looks like?
Definitely. Okay. It looks like something like that. Very interesting. They get really early timings, the Secret heroes. Ursa is going to force the Roche fight early. If they consider that this Gyro has a great great lane against the Leshrac, and they have the Wisp, and Beastmaster hits super early timings, right? Hawks early, Helm of Dom, much more useful than the Legion after the laning phase. If this Gyro, they consider he has a really good lane to the Leshrac, I hope so, right? They decided to put him there. He also hits crazy timings. It's going to be Gyro super high level, a lot of gold, playing with a Wisp. The Wisp might even play with the Gyro instead of the Ursa. They're going to force the Roche fight. Can the LGD heroes take the Roche fights that early? It's hard for a Lesh to play into a Beastmaster that early in the game when you have no items, you have mana boots or going to, to your rules or whatever. Very hard for the Monkey, the same. These heroes are slow on LGD. I love the secret route. I think it's much more closer to their identity and what they have shown so far leading up to their matchup against LGD. Yeah, I'm very, very excited about this game because I think this could easily be a 1-1 if the lanes are stable and if Secret get what they, they just showed a great Dota card. I love it.
I completely agree. I think just in terms of the draft plan, like Ursa, LGD plan for Monkey King with the Legion save on. I think Ursa is actually one of the only carries that can punch through that.
Yeah.
Like Secret, if they find the right engagement now, their damage comes in really quick. It's hard for LGD to get all their heroes there. They're going to be more spread out on the map because Secret will force them around. I think that suits Secret really well.
And you have a great point too. The Ursa can scale into the Monkey.
And now we're going to have to hear from the coach, GD CL8, who's standing on the sidelines with Frankie.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead.
Thank you, Frankie. Sunsfan here with Cinder in Game 2, LGD versus Secret in this upper bracket finals. Winner secures himself top 2, Cinderin, and into the grand finals seat as we're seeing a ton of high fives. Great work all around. Great teamwork. I love this. This is what makes Dota great. Now get first blood, for God's sake.
All right, I'm going to try to see who got most high fives. I'm the analyst here. I need to look at the numbers.
Sure.
Looks like Nisha was on the receiving end of 6. Yapsor was in 6. All right.
You gotta love the sportsmanship.
7.
This match, this specific game,
8. All right, now Nisha's ahead.
is worth millions of dollars. Okay, millions.
And
I don't know if you know
the grand
this.
finals.
That's I already said
No
that, but
less.
thank you. Secret on the brink of being taken down to the lower bracket if PSG LGD can get this win. Looking at the lineups here, Cinderin, do you agree with the panel?
Yeah, I think Secret's lineup is very, in a way it's similar to the last game in the sense of what Secret should be trying to do timing wise, but the way they get there is totally different. So last game we were like, okay, Secret, you're going to hit this like minute 15, you want to start taking fights, etc., but they never really managed to be able to fight into LGD from a team fight perspective. This time around they're going to try to play fast as well, but they do it in a different manner. They're going to be splitting the map more. They're going to try to find pickoffs in side lanes with Beastmaster with Shackle Shot into relocates.
Yep.
They have a really good core matchup in the Ursa against Monkey King and Legion Commander. They have a way of killing Roche as Radiant with Beastmaster Ursa. There's just a lot of good things, and honestly, when it comes to Secret in this tournament, I think in many ways their best hero has been Matumba Man on that Ursa. They've had a lot of really great wins, so when it's crunch time here and they have to get a W here, I think it's a very great choice for them to try to go for this. And I think LGD weren't expecting this last pick Ursa. They were, you see IO Gyro, it's very easy to default into mode, oh, that's IO Gyro carry, but Nisha is one of the players that does play this mid once in a while, so I think maybe a little bit of an element of surprise favoring Secret as well here. That said, though, LGD's lineup is very stable, strong team fight, good scaling, and all of the things that 7AUI talked about with enabling Monkey King are very much true here.
I mean, Secret had to ban Tiny, they had to ban Magnus. That leaves Elder Titan open, that leaves Monkey King open, as Ame is going to be playing that position 1 this time around. Yaps are taking some damage. I want to talk about mid lane again, though, Cinderin.
Yep.
Gyro versus Lesh. Who wins this lane? Not one we get to see too often.
I would feel like just instinctively that Lesh is favored here, especially when he starts hitting level 3 and level 5 for just the Lightning Storm harass. Gyro is a short-range carry, so in order for him to go and get CS, he needs to expose himself to taking that damage. Leshrek's base armor isn't the best, though, so Flak Cannon can make a difference in this lane if Nisha even goes to skill it at all. He might just go max out the other 2 spells and play this a little bit Thompson style with the more aggressive roaming way of playing here. But yeah, I do overall like Lesh here a bit more, I have to say. But for now, they're pretty even. As a matter of fact, Nisha is actually pulling a bit ahead on the first waves.
Yeah, he's off to a pretty good start. I mean, I guess from his perspective, as long as you just tie the lane, I guess maybe that's the goal. I don't know, but we'll see what the rotations come out in this early game for Team Secret. Although you do have an IO, so that's not really a ganking potential. I guess Yapsor is the one person that could try to set something up on this Wind Ranger.
Nightmare.
Yep, Nightmare into nothing, though. It's just going to delay things, trying to take out this boar. As Zai will have to deny it himself, but the courier, okay. Looks like Yapsor is able to clean that one up.
It's something that's worth keeping in mind about the Bane against Beastmaster matchup in lane, is that Bane is actually relatively good at killing the boars. If you find an angle to get in behind, you have a lot of damage, and you trade really well. And killing boars might sound like a small thing, but they give a lot of experience in gold if you manage to get them. That time around, though, Zai get the deny. But it is something that Vive will very much be looking for in the lane. Even if you don't kill the boars, as long as you force them out, realistically that should result in less farm for the offlane Beastmaster, and it's relatively safe to do it. Although now he could be in a bit of trouble here. Yapsor might find an angle. Doesn't have Shackle Shot, so what would he find an angle for? Good question, Suns fan. Angle for the power shot, I guess.
Angle for the right click.
Yes,
that's the correct answer.
Very good angle. Does more damage from
don't spread misinformation. This is how it starts, Cinder, and it snowballs from there.
Yep.
But bot lane, I can see Matu, like you said, playing the Ursa. And, I mean, the mid lane still, I mean, I would say it's relatively even. A lot more denies going the way of Nisha, though. Is the homing missile coming for nothing to say? Yapsor comes in as well. The homing missile connects, but the split follows suit as well. Rocket Barrage doing so much damage in this early game. Nothing to say. Forced to go to the other side. Nisha not quite in range to actually finish him off, though, so nothing to say. Gonna be able to get to the high ground successfully. Gets off the split earth, but he's kind of stuck here. He doesn't even have mana. Has to deny himself to these creeps. Yeah, so still wasting a lot of time. That's 20 seconds.
And that might have looked like a really weird gank. This is a level 2 Wind Ranger TPing mid, but Wind Run, even level 1, is very nice for kills like this. The 15% slow for Gyro to just keep running down the Lesh. The extra bit of right-click damage on the power shot was enough to at least force the deny. And like you said, yeah, he doesn't give the gold over to Nisha, but this is like a full free wave plus all the wasted time of the Lesh. Effectively, Nisha is now very far ahead in that mid lane, closing in on level 5.5. So when he gets level 6, I think we could see Yapsor maybe even move into mid again.
Yeah.
And that time around, nothing to say will not be able to pull off what he just did.
Yeah, Matu trying to chase Faith Beyond, but Jin-Q with that Elder Titan, very hard to fight into with that Echo Stomp ability. I mean, okay, so for Nisha, because I haven't gotten to see a ton of games on him playing this mid Gyro, is the build, is it any different than position 1 Gyro? Do you still, I mean, Io gets a choice, I guess, later game who he wants to actually attach to, but what about the build overall?
I don't know what he wants to do in this game. I think there's different approaches to it. You can go more of a carry style build with the Dragon Lance build up, but you can also either look for something like Diffusal, or you could look for even a spellcasting build with Veil E-Blade, which I think we've seen Thompson play sometimes in the past, but bottom line, Poppy is just getting mauled!
Oh my god, first blood goes the way of PSG LGD. Jin-Q with the briefcase, he has definitely come to play, Cinderin. But I mean, you have to give up something, right? We talked about the Tiny and Magnus. Elder Titan has been extremely strong and been banned in a lot of games as well.
That is a pretty nasty lane synergy when you think about it. Just giving Elder Titan all that attack speed. Easy kill for him. Onto Puppy. Will TP mid. Refill a little bit here. They're going to try to contest the bottom rune against NTS, but Shackle almost latching. They will get the haste here, though. Nice for Nisha. This is a really good rune on Gyro mid.
Yeah.
With that 3 points in Rocket Barrage, he has a great amount of chase down potential onto any hero in the game right now.
Nothing to say. About to hit level 6 here with the next creep, as long as it's not denied. But you can see the level advantage going the way of Nisha, of course. But Matu, with that rotation, kind of has to play a little bit safe in the bot lane.
Puppy will deny the bounty as well. And now he's in trouble, potentially. We'll look for a tether onto Gyro. We'll get it here. And
Okay.
Nisha with the haste means Puppey also has haste. Fun for the whole family.
That's right.
They're not going to do anything, though.
Yeah, you could just try to bait some TPs potentially, but Y is making his rotation over through the river here, level 3 on the Bane Elemental. And also it's just Bane now.
Yep.
The Elemental was deleted from his name, sadly. As he's still working on his boots here. Faith Beyond playing the Legion Commander this time around. Have some great dispel options with the homing missile, with the roar, of course. Can't dispel Fury swipes,
Yep.
but which more so a thing in the laning stage, I suppose. Is all right, mid lane. Y, he said made his rotation, but Puppey gonna heal up Nisha pretty nicely here. As the 8-minute rune will be up in 40 seconds. Matu in the meantime has to pop his Enrage. Yapzor TP's here as well.
I was just about to say Matsu's doing so great in this lane. He's level 6 against level 4 Legion, but 1v2, they still just absolutely crush him with this Elder Titan with Press the Attack. It's gonna get eyes on each other here. Yapzor will see Q.
Yep. And
Well, he's running it through
Spirit.
3 heroes here, that Spirit. So
Yeah.
would hit very hard if he had a target, but
I mean, is there a point with Matu just tries to go into the jungle, getting like a Morbid Mask, something like that? Or I guess with Puppey here, he can just get his
Q finding
regen up
Yapzor,
easily.
he's gonna need to wind run this.
Yep. 8-minute rune. It is top lane. As
Yeah,
Faith
we have
Beyond
not even
accompany.
talked about Ame this game. There's a Monkey King in this game.
That's true.
He's just free farming. The lane matchup is obviously very good against the Beastmaster, so he is level 7.5 against Zai's level 5, measly level 5, and it's because Yapzor has made these moves. In particular, the mid first attempt onto Leshrac obviously comes at a cost, as playing Beastmaster against Monkey Bane is absolutely terrifying.
Having said that, when you get to mid to late game as Matu, gonna be forced out here. There's nothing to say. He's made his transition over. Level 7 now on that Leshrac. Yapzor in the vicinity as well, but I believe they know he's here. Diabolic Edict with that Pulse Nova going to work. Nothing to say. He's going to get initiated on by Matu, but the Press the Attack takes off the Shackle. Matu has to take or use his Enrage now to just back off. So they've expended quite a few resources, but do defend the tower. But playing Beastmaster against Monkey King, especially in its position 1, just axes with the vision to take down the trees, that could have huge implications in this match. As this tier 1 tower looking to be taken out by PSG LGD. Echo Stomp not going to connect Matu. Oh, Shackle, but the Press the Attack again to dispel that. Nice sidestep by Matu. Sidestep that Split Earth. There's nothing to say, just getting chased now. One more right click will do it. Down he goes, and Nisha's made a transition here as well. So a nice 2-for-1 special for Secret.
Yeah, great sidestep from Matsu, like you said. Very important that that Split Earth doesn't connect. It gives him the confidence to chase them down. And I believe he was tethered the whole time as well, so giving him that little bit of extra attack and move speed that he needs to get that Lesh kill completed. With Gyro rotating as well, you do defend the tower. You did a lot of damage to it though as PSG LGD. Took down about 85% of it or something like that. Mid lane Nightmare.
Yeah, we got the Nightmare, but
Nice.
Split Earth, yeah, taken off by Puppey. Very nicely done. The call down, trying to get the kill onto Y instead now. He gets the Brain Sap off. Here comes the Echo Stomp. And a sidestep from Nisha leads to a kill for Secret. And Nisha working on, I believe that was a Diffusal Blade. So going for the Diffusal Blade into Ags, I would assume. And maybe we'll see a Diffusal Blade on Ursa as well. I don't know, but a lot of mana drain against this Leshrac.
Diffusal is an item against Monkey King in a lot of situations, I think, for Gyro. You know, you get the nice mana burn, the slowdown, so you can chase him down when you're in a favorable position, and you can create distance when you're not. Then you just diffuse him and run away. So I definitely see a lot of value in that here for Nisha.
Yep.
Bottom lane pressure is going to be applied again by PSG LGD. Secret will give up the tower this time. Not
He's
interested in
dead.
going there.
Ooh, pretty close actually.
Did he just solo him?
He did, indeed.
Wait,
Top net worth for Ame.
How did Ame solo him? I didn't see that.
He just right-click him. It was actually pretty simple.
Okay, so Puppey was trying to ward, I'm assuming, and had nobody to tether to.
Position,
Okay.
but top lane looking to be taken out now by Secret, as bot lane has already been given up. So it's going to be essentially evened up on towers now. And Matu, yeah, he is working on Diffusal as well, so going to see a lot of mana burn this game. Which means KB for Nothing to say is going to be ultra important. Going for the Yules first to set up his own split Earth. It's going to be fun casting these fights with split Earth and Earth Splitter.
Yeah.
Sure that won't get screwed up
Finding
at all.
a 50% chance every time.
Yep, 50-50.
It's not bad.
Jin-Q working on a drums. Okay. Not an item we get to see very often anymore, but I love it.
Yeah, and this was going to happen in this game.
Really?
Secret
I'm
will get the
surprised.
Roche with Ursa IO. Yeah, so about the drum, I think the way LGD are thinking is to squeeze every little bit of move speed and attack speed out of this game that they can, because it's going to be like a brawl once fights eventually break out. Like Secret will try to look, as we talked about, they'll try to find these pickoffs around the map, and with any sort of movement speed bonus you can give your team, maybe you can reset away from these dangerous situations, or you can, you know, just reset in general. Creating distance between yourself and the Secret lineup is very, very useful. It's Ursa, it's Gyro, they want to run you down over extended periods of time. And there's multiple heroes in his team that really benefit from the attack speed. Legion Commander in the duel, Monkey King, like Seb and AUI talked about, get those 4 hits, right?
Oh, Zai running into an invisible, nothing to say, but Matu gets the enrage off to try to go for Y instead, but there's the Fiend's Grip. It's not going to last very long thanks to that status resist. Zai was already taken out, so it's a 1-for-1. As you can see, Nisha hooked up with Puppey right now. Trying to create some space in this enemy jungle, so looks like it'll end at a 1-for-1, but definitely in favor of PSG LGD.
Yeah. And one more thing, to finish off on the whole drums thing. Xingqiu is building his Elder Titan as a true, I don't want to call it true position 4, but I think you get what I mean when I say that. Like
He's getting Ags after this, by the way.
He's doing damage, okay? He's not gonna, he hasn't even skilled his aura yet on level 7. He's going 2-4-0. Just really wants to get that Astral Spirit in there and get in and deal damage. There's a lot of value to having high-level Spirit here, get all that armor and just go in and draw attention away from your Lesh. And I think the way LGD think about it is, well, if we send in all of our heroes in full force, Secret might be able to kill one, but it's going to come at a cost. You can't ignore an Elder Titan that has level 4 Astral Spirit running through your team.
Yeah,
Nice
he's
check
definitely
from
a
Yamsar.
beast.
Look it up.
That's true, though. A lot of position forwards you can kind of ignore to some degree. As we see the vault ability used by Y, but you can't jump high enough to get out of this. So down he goes to Matu, and the relocate will likely just bring them back to their original, which is mid. So a little baby blink here into the tier 1 tower. Have the Alpha Wolf available for the extra damage.
They're going to give it up.
And
nice play from Secret.
All right. So very even game to start this. Although last game kind of started the same way, and it was really Ame's Tiny that started to really create the separation, as we talked about ad nauseum.
It doesn't feel like there's going to be as much of an unbeatable carry this game for Secret to face, though.
Is that because Tiny's not in the game?
That is a really big part of it.
Okay.
They will, of course, still buff him up with ET, with the drum, with press the attack, with with a natural order eventually, but at least for now, Secret are in a pretty good position in this game. Unfortunately for them, not really seeming to be able to get very much value out of the Aegis. At least they got them to mid-tier 1, but they would love to be able to get a little bit more with this, like find a fight with Relo, or maybe get some top tower damage, or even the full tower, but it's not clearly not the way Gideon pushing out the waves.
And Matu Diffusal on the way. Nisha, his Diffusal on the way. So they're going to have double Diffuse to work with Cinderin. And I'm assuming BKBs will be coming right afterwards. And for the side of PSG LGD, I mean, what items are important for them this game? Obviously the Blink Dagger for the Legion is probably one of the most important ones, but I would assume Nothing to Say has to go for, I mean, is it a BKB right after Yules, or do you need to, I mean, once he sees these Diffusals come out, it's going to hurt him.
The 2 BKBs are definitely huge. I think Elder Titan's Ags, something further down the line, will be insanely powerful this game as well. Xingqiu going to try to stall this tower push with a good stomp.
Yeah, with the overwhelming odds as well, but
still have to glyph if they want to hold, and they will.
Secret will back up as a result. Only 50 left in Aegis, so they don't want to overextend here, because despite going against the Elder Titan, they will have the Roche advantage for the majority of this game.
Matsu's taking some pretty serious damage here. We'll have to back off there. But, and I wonder if PSG LGD are trying to stall for the Aegis to expire and that they actually want to fight. Like we've talked about, Secret's lineup is more eager to fights that are a little bit more scrappy, a little more skirmish-like in nature, where they get to split the enemy team apart. And LGD would love to play more tight-knit together around Elder Titan Leshrac combination. So Secret will yield and not try to force the issue, and they will lose their Aegis here as a result without really getting too much out of it. Well, they're somewhat sticking around. Now, out we go to the mid lane.
All right. Now that we have a little bit of downtime, Synderen, trivia time for you.
Oh no.
What's the active of Diffusal? We've had this conversation before.
Oh, I have answered this correctly in the past.
You can do it, Synderen.
Why can't I remember this?
Diffusal blade slow. What is it?
I forgot.
Inhibit.
Inhibit, yes.
One of the great of all time. One that you would never guess.
I got a quick one for
dictionary.
you. What's the active of Rusty Shovel?
Dig.
Good.
Get wrecked. All right, now we can put this.
Oh, it's very hard.
Now we can put this terrible segment to bed as this is the upper bracket finals. And stop going off topic. For God's sake, we got the BKB now online.
Not bad, I guess.
For Ame as he takes apart his Echo Saber, so we'll likely just finish that again.
Yep.
What is the item for him that really helps him take off?
Oh, that's the
In his
BKB.
position 1. I mean, past the BKB. Like, what would the next item be after Echo Saber? So we've seen a little bit of variation.
Yeah.
And we don't see Ags anymore either on this hero.
There's a couple of approaches. Sometimes I think so can be really good. Sometimes AC, sometimes Scotty. I would imagine he gets one of those 3 this game. There is maybe a case to be made for a Butterfly. You're playing against Ursa, Gyro, and Windranger, so maybe. But the Windranger's like flat out full support build, so don't think you consider her too much of a threat.
Why being and from afar from Matu, and Secret on full retreat. So ulti for ulti. One has a considerably lower cooldown. So we'll see if Secret can try to take advantage of that or not. And I mean, they have a lot of tree killing capabilities, so being on the trees in general for Ame is pretty risky this game. You got the Windranger, you got and the axes from Beastmaster as well. See now a smoke. All right, Secret looking to get active here.
Just look all that likely that they find a skirmish, though. This is likely going to turn into a 5v5 with the Roar. They are thinking about going for Nothing to Say, who has already is on his way back into the jungle. If he goes and farms this hard camp, he's probably dead, actually.
Yep. Misha, not quite the vision, but they see the Pulse Nova, the Vault from the Horsey. Not enough to catch up, though. The homing missile will end up connecting, but you have reinforcements from PSG LGD. Nightmare save.
What an insane read from Nothing to Say that was. It's one thing that he avoids the gank, but he even started a little bit on the big camp before he backed off. And ran back through.
We have a full team smoke from PSG LGD.
Yeah, because now they know where Secret are. So now
they're scanned.
Yep, they're
Secret
scanned
does
out.
scan them successfully. The courier apparently didn't get the memo, but is going to be left alive. Apparently,
they can follow it on the way to Zai, though.
Yeah, all right. They actually auto attack at once, and Zai doesn't really notice. Faith Beyond jumps in with the blade mail and the duel. This is going to lead to his first victory of the game. As the Echo Stomp does connect, but not sure if PSG LGD want to pursue it for the trees. And the power shot again, scaring him away. So nice dual victory there for Faith Beyond.
Yeah, that looked kind of strange. It looked like Secret with that scan had figured out exactly what was coming, and they all backed off, and they still ended up having Zai a little bit stranded.
Yeah, Nothing to Say has been inhibited, but another save on the homing missile. So another Blink Dagger being built here from Yapzor, still pretty far away, but we're starting to see a lot of these core items come online.
Sharon, I gotta say,
yes,
Nightmare, one of the most satisfying abilities to use in the game.
Really?
It is so
Do you have
nice.
like a quota that like once per day you have to say that?
I'm hired by Valve.
Okay,
to
that's
make the
actually
game
a fair
look good,
point.
and
you know,
it's a good spell. I gotta say,
one of the most satisfying passives in the game is Philosopher's Stone. Boy, every second just feels so good. Nothing to Say, getting some jungle time right now, but see, Matu gets back into the Boundless Strike. He's gonna get healed though for the meantime. Popsy enraged. You can see the duel go off, but not a whole lot of damage to follow. As Faith Beyond is able to scurry away in his pig form. They're gonna stop the Fiend's Grip in its tracks. Ame's already popped his BKB. Roche at half health.
Nice reset out from Secret here. They managed to lose absolutely nobody in that. Their Ursa was so low health when this whole thing started. LGD, are you actually going to try your luck with Roche? There's no way, right? No, they're just clearing out the pit from the Hawk.
Yep, and Rage up in 20 seconds, so Matu, of course, he does have Puppey on his team to help save, so he can play a little bit more aggressive since some of these BKBs are down for PSG LGD.
No roar, no reload for Secret, so any catch now for LGD is big. They don't have their saves available this time.
And Earth Splitter, which is one of the biggest things in this Roche fight, is down for a long time.
Yep. And Xingqiu even has no mana. He's back in base.
Yep, homing missile forcing Y back. He's going to get slowed. Trying to create as much space as possible. There's a Gale Force. Nothing to say. Has to pop his BKB. The Legion Commander's dead. Nothing to say. Getting pursued by Nisha. Creating as much space as possible for Matu to get not only the Aegis, but the Shard as well. They're continuing to pursue here. Nisha, at the very least, they'll get Y. That's going to be an easy one, but looks like Nothing to Say is a little bit too fast. Xingqiu, in the meantime, though, Rocket Barrage is there. Trying to take out Puppey, but the juking around the trees. The high five will not be reciprocated. Xingqiu into the base he goes. He's just so fast. But Matu, there's the inhibit into the kill, Cinderin. Huge inhibit play from Matu.
Love the way that Secret set all of that up. They just take full advantage of the key cooldowns on the LGD side. And they go in for the Roche simultaneously. Gyro is effectively zoning off two heroes, and the first use of Gale Force. What a beautiful cast there from YapzOr.
That is a really good shard, by the way.
Yeah, it is really good.
Global ability. Man, that's...
Yeah. It's one of the most satisfying spells to use in the game.
From a viewer perspective, I can't deny you that one. As you see the heat map here for YapzOr. Oh, Faith Beyond jumping in with that Blade Mail. That's going to be a dual victory for him. As Matu working on this tier 2 top.
It is going to be a Maelstrom now for Ame. Not going for the Skadi or Deso. We'll be getting the more... I'm not sure what I want to call this, like mixed damage, a little bit more farm-heavy item. Obviously, it is amazing for his ult. There's no denying that. And it is completed now. So basically more spread damage, right? If you place a good Wukongs, you do a lot of spread damage with the Maelstrom. It is pretty standard. It was one of the items I forgot to mention when I went over all the options that he had. So definitely another good choice here. In a very close game once again, but it feels like this time Secret have... There's a little more potential for winning this game. Like, it's basically neck and neck, but there's not... I don't know about you. I don't get the same feeling that, uh-oh, in 10 minutes, all hell is going to break loose, right?
Oh, because there's no Tiny.
Yeah, but
We've had this conversation.
It's not just that, though.
That's
it's
true.
also what they
Gale
have
Force on the Xingqiu, being brought back into the force of the Primal Roar. Nice kill there for Secret. Easy pick off indeed. Matu gets off the Diffusal. Faith Beyond just continuing to get right-clicked the way the bash connects as well. Into the Piggy, though. Pig pull. Will it work again? Earth Shock. Couple more right clicks will suffice, but TPs are coming. And that is Ame, the monkey versus the bear, getting up some nice right clicks on the Matu. It's up the Earth Shock with... All right, that's the Aegis. Down he goes inside the Wukong's command now. Yep, no Io with that ult available. Matu might just be left to die here. And indeed, he does. So a little bit over aggression there from Matu.
I think it just took him way longer to chase that than he was expecting. Again, pig pull, so amazing. Just really changing things up there. Bought an extra couple of seconds, I think, for Faith Beyond. And at that point,
a month ago, that would have been a sarcastic comment.
Yeah.
And by a month ago, I mean like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me today.
Hell yeah.
Cinderin. This Puppey's getting some farm in the jungle in the meantime. Nisha has his Dragon Lance, is now going for Aghanim Scepter. I thought that this would have been purchased a little bit earlier, but...
Yeah, opted for the... Yeah, with the Dragon Lance, I guess you want the safety against perhaps, you know, you want a little bit more distance against Legion Commander, against Elder Titan, and most importantly, against the Monkey King Ring. It gives you more options to hit from outside that. Not to mention, of course, the stats on this item still very good. 16 agility, 12 strength is pretty good value for what you pay.
Yeah, for sure. Matu getting help from Puppey in the jungle now. We already saw the Basher, and BKB is next on the menu for him. And I feel like a lot of these fights, Cinderin, are going to come down to, I mean, it's not the most uncommon thing, but Roche is so important.
Yeah.
And I think it's more so if PSG LGD are able to deny Roche
yes.
from Secret. That is the biggest deal, as opposed to, because with this entire plan in mind, we're assuming Secret's getting every Roche for the most part, right?
Yeah, it's the most likely thing. I think one of the really good things about denying Roche from Secret is then that Secret don't get it. I agree.
Jin Q, Gale Force, he's able to walk it off. Looks like, it looks like me when there's a lot of wind, just trying to waddle away.
Are you trying to win the awkward contest or what? I concede. I concede. Yeah, it is true though, in all seriousness. It's more important for LGD that Secret don't have it than that they have it themselves. It is an amazing Aegis carrier in the Leshrac, of course, but I think Secret's offensive plays in this game very much come down to Matsu's ability to play almost over-aggressively, and he needs the Aegis to be able to do that consistently in fights, so... Yeah, LGD, I have a feeling they'll try to contest the next one. Honestly, they did try to contest the second one, really. Yeah. But they didn't get enough out of the initial contest that they tried to do, and then they got punished even when they were looking at it a little bit more afterwards by Secret just playing a really good two-front play.
I mean, it's not easy to deny them the Roche, but no. All right, the two main abilities are Astral Spirit with the ult from Elder Titan, and then obviously Wukong's command, which last time the Earth Splitter was on cooldown. So that was the biggest reason probably for them to concede it, as Jin Q is still working on that Ags. Not super far away, about 1,600 from finishing that. So that'll give them the spell immunity every time the Astral Spirit comes back based on how many heroes it's hit.
Yep. The theme of the game here for LGD seems to be magic immunity, right? 2 BKB cores, they have to press the attack shard, they get the Elder Titan Ags. Alright.
Well, Gale Force, Shackle immediately dispelled, but the homing missile will not be Cinderin. Will not be denied its very satisfying sound of dink. Oh. Nisha. 2,000 away from Ags for himself, so that gives him the double attack essentially, which with Diffusal can be pretty strong considering. I mean, we saw, what was that, Thompson, Gyro originally getting that against Bristleback in the finals of one of the TIs against Weehaw when he was on Team Liquid.
Yep. The downside for Secret right now is the bad news is you've bought these 2 diffusals and they are going to fall off in value against more stat heavy items, right? Especially when you're playing against multiple magic immunity sources, as we've already covered. A little bit of a dive bomb on the way out. Says hello to nothing to say. So looking at it just strictly from a net worth perspective, I think Secret's net worth has less value right now, unfortunately for them, against LGD Duel. Didn't find it.
He's going to get stopped in his tracks for now. But the BKB is forced out, but there's the Fiend's Grip to follow. Can they get the bash on the wide? First hit bash is there. Bane ends up dying, but that big duel onto the Ursa, and down goes Matu. Inside that Wukong's command.
Puppey has to reload him out there on the gyro. Oh, and this was done.
Comes back in, hooking up to Nisha, gets off his call down. Nothing to say, already pops his BKB, so not a whole lot of damage coming out of Nisha himself. And the right clicks from Jin Q are nothing to be scoffed at as Zop. Stuck inside his own Gale Force here. He gets dropped. Yaps are trying to get nothing to say at the very least. He'll do so. But again, the Boundless Strike from Ame. Nisha gets up the Diffusal Blade onto Ame. We have a couple buybacks from Secret. Shackle actually connect, but a huge press the attack. And Ame still being pursued by this homing missile. Looks like he's good to go though. So a couple buybacks end up being wasted here for Secret. At least they get a collateral kill here on Jin Q. Okay, well,
he is very fast.
He is quite fast. Pops the drums, press the attack, has the spider legs. Very difficult to catch people for Secret here. And I feel like this Blink Dagger is going to be a huge deal on Zai. And he's about 100 away from getting that. Like, they have no initiation right now other than Gale Force, really.
Honestly, ironically, I said it doesn't matter that that Boundless Strike missed on the IO. It made a huge difference. Puppey actually managed to reset out of that a little bit and delay the fight, and Secret with the buybacks managed to somewhat salvage that, so they only lost the Ursa as their core. But just as good as that was, the disengage from LGD, that could have gone way worse with the circumstances they were in, but a good save across the board with the Legion Commander press, the stomp from Jin Q to disengage, and most importantly for them, Roshan is not spawning yet. This is a 2-minute respawn. They obviously don't know this, but imagine Rosh was up right now. Secret could have maybe even looked for it with Leshrac on the sidelines, but not an option for now. As this Rosh is almost maximum respawn time, obviously being 11 minutes. I think this one respawns after like 10:40, just looking at the clock here, 10:45. So that's good news for LGD fans out there. I think they're happy with slower Rosh spawns right now because Secret's time It's better than last game. I feel like time is running out slower, but LGD have still weathered the storm very, very well here. And I'm hard pressed in this patch, in situations like this, to go against Elder Titan late game. It's just incredible how big of a difference this makes. He now has the Axe and Spider Leg, so he's going to run in with haste, go on top of any enemy core and remove all of their base armor. So for Gyro, that's 27. For Ursa, it's 17. None of these heroes have any plus armor items. They're going to be literally taking pure damage from the Monkey King, from the Legion Commander, from Edict, from Elder Titan himself, who could honestly just almost solo the Gyro. So that's a very, very concerning thing that Secret have to find a way to deal with. As now they're probably also going to have to deal with the fact that their top tower is disappearing. They will try to get one of their own bottom, which looks to be successful here for Nisha.
Yep, they're going to trade, and they're going to smoke. Yeah, relocate is available for Puppey here as Nisha. You can see it's Aghanim Scepter done with it. Okay, Shackle shot. Press the attack's not in range. Finally gets it off. The Gale Force to follow Zai. Trying to look for the roar. Does so successfully, but the Force Staff into the other side of the cliff. Nothing to say. He's going to limit the result. Matu trying to finish off. Nothing to say. Will he get away? Wukong's command is placed as well. Nisha kind of stuck inside. He's taking so much damage. It's a 1 for 2. Nothing to say. It's still alive. Finally! Finally, Secret can expel that disgusting demon from the depths of Dota. The bash onto Jin Q. This is going to be another kill going the way of Matu. Double kill for him. Double buyback from PSG LGD as well.
Yeah, they want to protect the Roche. They know that maximum spawn timer is coming up, so Secret will get it for free if they don't have heroes, but I think they're still just going to get it for free. You're 5-on-3. Secret looking to invade first. It has spawned now. They didn't see that, but obviously if they've kept track of it, they know it's coming up now, and the App Store will see it. And they're going to go for Roche after taking this outpost, you would imagine. Really great catch onto the Lesh. He was not expecting the smoke gank, clearly. They saved him for so long, but nothing to say. Can't. That Force Staff is clutch. And then the Grip buying the space, but it means Y will die. Nothing to say. Has to run away the entire fight. Can't fight back. Eventually does get caught and killed. And
such a long chase on Nothing to Say.
Aegis and Cheese going the way of Secret here. Huge.
Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shard, actually, which I would assume goes to Beastmaster.
Yeah, for sure.
So Zai with double roar. I mean, really good patience from Zai, waiting for the press the attack before getting off the roar himself.
Yep. And
kind of unlucky for PSG LGD that Faith Beyond wasn't really in range to. I mean, he was pretty close, but tree line area that they were at did not allow him the cast point to be able to actually get that off in time.
Yeah, it took him very long to connect.
And it was an immediate Yules right after.
Yeah. Secret had an exact plan for what they were going to do there. To connect on and finish that kill. So 3k gold, Aegis Cheese Refresher, big swing here for Secret. For the first time in 10 minutes, they are favored by the win probability by a measly 53% to 47.
Wow.
But this is a very important fight coming up. Nisha has a double damage rune. He has to get dueled here by Faith Beyond. Nisha's going to kill them all off. Let's see if they've even noticed he has it. He is rocking the bottle, so showing it on the tower. If anyone had clicked him there, they would know.
Yep. And he still has Aegis for 3.5 minutes. Everything online now for both respective teams. The tier 2 tower will fall. PSG LGD kind of biding their time here.
Yeah. I think ideally they want to try to outlast the Aegis if they can. Fighting into Secret now is really hard. Double damage on the Gyro. Sure, you've got the armlet on Lesh, or armlet, yeah, right. Halberd.
Love to see that.
Yeah, great item. He's got the Halberd on Lesh against the Ursa primarily, but there's still the amount of damage is just going to be overwhelming with the Gyro Aghanim's, so double damage.
And going high ground won't, I mean, even with this Aegis, it's still going to be pretty difficult. Against an Elder
really
Titan, I don't think Nothing to Say has Shard, but if he were to get it, that would provide a lot of space to be able to try to defend these towers. He did buy it?
Yeah, he has it. So
now we're going to see the split arts. Infinity. Oh, Gale Force is there. Nothing to Say, going to get pressed the attacked. And will live.
What a spell.
Yep. Absolutely. Split Arts continuing to decimate here. Okay.
Matu found
Why? Able to be taken out. Matu has to pop his Enrage. Nice stats resist there as there's the save from Puppey to the other side of the cliff. And Nisha just continuing to go to town on this tower. And now the barracks. With that double damage like you talked about, Cinder, it's a 5 versus 4. Aegis and Cheese and Refresher Shard still on Secret's side. And with that, LGD will just give up the top barracks. So full set for Secret. It's now Butterfly picked up by Ame.
Yeah,
It's still 2 minutes to go. There's no reason to stop.
Gale Force again.
He's now put onto Puppey. Oh, the jump in from Zai. He's just going to get dueled and brought down immediately. 50 seconds, no buyback for him. All right. Nisha, force-stepped out of the Wukong's command. This is not the level 25 monkey talent. He's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
So it is manageable for Secret, but I don't think they're going to go without Zai.
That's such an insanely fast boundless strike. Zai was going for a blink roar and got stunned right away, and then they turned it into a duel victory, and that will stop the push. But Secret probably still relatively happy. They got a full lane of barracks. They have a minute and a half left on the Aegis that they probably will end up not really getting to use in this situation.
It's about a 1 minute.
It's good value.
1 minute time window for that, technically.
It's technically possible if they set up the play right away.
But yeah, it's really hard to go high ground without getting that pick off first. So the pick off on Y provided them with quite a bit. And now the neutral items are dropping, Cinder, and anything game-breaking here. Got Witchbane.
Spell Prism is very good on Leshrac. Ascetics Cap found on Puppey could also come very much in handy against some of these PSG LGD heroes like the Legion Commander. They will give Spell Prism over to Nothing to Say. So 18% CDR, 6 all stats, a lot of mono regen. The mono regen largely irrelevant here. I don't think the fights will be long enough for him to run dry, but you never know. It could happen.
Diffusals.
That is true. Against the diffusals, it could make a difference. It's going to be stunning out the Hawk here. Gale Force.
Gale Force again. Nothing to Say. Literally running in place. He's on a treadmill. Needs to work out. Get some cardio here. 30 seconds with the Aegis. Nisha trying to go for this tier 3. Nothing to Say. Doing so much damage though. Nisha has to be forced after safety. They don't want to get baited in with this Aegis expiring.
He obviously does have the Aegis, but dying there
makes that fight really awkward.
Yeah, that could have made it really awkward. Like, we're making it sound like, okay, his death and he's not truly dead, but it would have set the scene for LGD to land all of their connective spells like Elder Titan Monkey King setup, but they do get him out of there. And Secret will go full retreat mode. I wonder what Matsu's gonna do with this Abyssal, by the way. I think honestly, the best pick that Secret can find in the beginning of the fight is Bane. If Matsu can jump on him and kill him off immediately, that makes a huge difference. Obviously, Y has both a Force Step and a Telescope to try to save his allies and make sure he gets off a key Fiend script. And he's the only hero that's easy to kill, really, for Secret right now. Dive Bomb, yoink.
And that's assuming, I mean, he would pretty much have to use the Abyssal Blade to try to get that kill, and that we're assuming that LC is not in the vicinity.
Yeah.
To dispel that.
Well, even if he presses, then there can still be a bash proc, and Matsu kills him so fast that a lot of the time he can't react in time. So, and obviously, you know, something we maybe don't talk about enough in general about Bane, Enfeeble. Very important spell. You saw it there in the siege. He just cast it on the gyro, loses 60% damage, 60% regen, and also the cast time reduction as well. So it is a pretty cool spell against Io.
Yeah, true.
That Y could make a big difference with. I think Bane, by the way, one of the highest win rate heroes of the main event. I don't remember what it was, but...
Which, that is not... That's pretty unusual for Bane.
Yep.
Usually his performances are not super noteworthy at any tournament, really.
Can be a bit skewed because PSG LGD like the hero a lot and they win every game.
That's true.
Maybe this one. And they did go 2-1 against T1, of course, in the upper bracket.
If you're just joining us, this of course is the upper bracket finals best of 3. PSG LGD has the 1-0 advantage right now. They did meet in the group stage and they did split, and that was PSG LGD's only loss in the entire group stage, was the one single game to Secret. Yeah. But you noted before that was a game where they picked Death Prophet, which they haven't had the best of success with at this tournament. Yep. Secret smoke from Secret.
This will be into LGD's ward. If LGD have someone here breaking the smoke, Y could get caught. Gale Force.
Yep, Gale Force. So, Force Staff though. He's still stuck inside, but not able to reach him is Secret. Very tense now.
Very quick on the Lotus there as well, Faith Beyond.
And we won't know when the next Roche is up for another 40 seconds. As Ame is Lotus orbed. Has the butterfly. He is pretty fat.
Yeah. Ascetics cap on him as well.
This is Romania. This is a Transylvanian accent.
I don't know what that got. I have no idea where that came from. That's funny though. Pretty big item here. You're playing against some key stuns. And of course, just to recap how this works, whenever you're about to whenever you get debuffed, you get 40% status resistance for 3 seconds, so it makes it harder for Secret to chain stun him, which is very important against especially Primal Roar. Also Shackle Shot. And it's all about, for PSG LGD, it's all about getting their dispels off, right? Like getting the press the attacking, the BKB, and then they can stand their ground.
Roche is up in 40
Ahmed
seconds.
with an uncharacteristic mistake there.
What's that?
He was Boundless striking the mid wave to push at the exact same time they smoked. So Smoke actually broke Boundless Strike being a physical ability.
Oh, Secret.
And this could give Secret some really good info, because now they're seeing Ame's movement.
Yeah, they do see this. They're going to deward is PSG LGD, so... Secret. And of course, with the vision advantage, I mean, with just having a Beastmaster on your team, it'll allow you to be able to see Roche when he actually does spawn, if they want to put somebody in there, either a Hawk or a Boar. But pretty early respawn for Roche, and this is going to be number 4 Synderen, so it's going to have Ags and Refresher Shard and Cheese, and of course Aegis to work with. So many items. 42 minutes in now. Whoa! I hear a roar, but the Force Staff to safety for nothing to say. That's 1 roar down, and again, he still has that Refresher Shard.
He used it instantly.
Oh, he used it already?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a bit of a loss here for Secret. That could have actually played a key role in their upcoming fight, but now Zai won't have it. That could have helped them get this Roche, which has just spawned, so 1 roar down, like you said. Pretty big deal. But that just goes out the window.
Do you know if they saw him pop it? Was it in vision?
Oh, the shard? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they saw him pop the shard.
Maybe they'd be more aggressive if they did not.
I was like, yeah, they did see him pop the roar. It was literally on one of their carries.
All right, thank you. And Faith Beyond with
into
80 damage right now.
Nisha
into the
double
Roche pit.
damage again.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of double damages at this tournament, I won't lie. Gale Force are trying to create a little bit of space. You can see the save there from Faith Beyond.
And this sets up for a splitter.
Yeah, this is
Very
going to be
good here.
very annoying to deal with. And yeah, Secret just has to get the hell out of the Roche pit.
And it's very clear what their play call is for LGD. Stall out the DD. We don't want to fight into Gyro DD. Now it's gone.
Roche just so confused. Why won't anyone kill me? Why am I getting invisibly stunned constantly?
Oh, over time, nothing to say, could solo Roche here.
Very slowly, yes. I mean, if this was an old patch, the Monkey King, if he had Ags, he could solo it without even hitting it.
What is it that Greek myth is of the guy who needs to keep pushing up a boulder?
Oh, I don't know. Matu jumps in. Why is in a lot of trouble, but gets forced out to safety and gets the grip off as well. Matu does get the enrage off, so it's going to be difficult to kill with the dual damages there. And down goes Matu. 90 seconds, does have buyback though, and will expend it immediately. Wukong's command running out. There's the roar from Zai. Is there enough damage from Nisha to take out nothing to say? It's going to be close. He's getting the high ground. The power shot not going to be there in time, but Yapsar jumps in, gets the shackle, focus fire. It's still not enough damage. Nothing to say is invulnerable. Even the axes are dodged. Oh boy, Secret have to get this Roche. They have to get a pickup before going to Roche even. Matu just focusing on the kill itself. First splitter's down. All right, Secret, they use a buyback. Very important one at that, but at least they get Roche and a bunch of items.
Yeah.
And Aghanim Scepter, is that going to be on... Yeah, that's going to be on Ursa. So you're going to have the lower cooldown on the Enrage, and you can use it while disabled. So Fiend's Grip essentially nullified if used correctly,
yeah.
Synderen.
That's a really, really big counter to Bane. Still can't remove the duel. That will obviously stick, but it's huge for Secret to get this. They now have 2 cheeses, one on Io, one on Gyro, 2 more for a pizza.
Can you cast it while you're dueled? Like, I know it won't dispel, but does it activate
so. No,
like the...
I don't think so. You're silenced, right? So you shouldn't be able to. But yeah, that's a big one for Secret. Of course, insane that nothing to say from LGD manages to escape there. A little bit of miscommunication between him and Faith Beyond. They ended up layering the Yules and press the attack. And that was what set up for the Roar follow-up from Zai. And by some miracle, they still got him out of there on 50 health. This is still going to be a difficult push for Secret, but obviously in a commanding position in terms of net worth. You wonder what the call here is from LGD. Do they want to try to wait out the Aegis and then go for a kill on Matu? Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of a timing window where he doesn't have Aegis or buyback. His buyback on a current cooldown of 6 minutes. Aegis lasts for 3.5. So any kill within that 2.5 minute span could be a potential game-winning move for LGD. But for now, obviously, in a very tough position, and Secret will just try to either just take more and more advantage and get more farm out of the map looking for key items, or they will see if they can somehow at any point find Y out of position with that Ursa so that they can build up a fight. Y will have buyback this time though if he gets caught.
Nisha just hit level 25, so he takes the talent for the flat cannon cooldown reduction.
Yeah.
So that's going to have a pretty high uptime overall. 12 seconds cooldown in all. And Matu, the extra attacks coming out for him. Any big talents for PSG LGD that we need to look out for?
Less 25. He just got the Edict talent.
Okay, yeah, that's... Whew. Yeah, if they win like one fight, they can just go throne with that
Monkey
thing.
obviously has the ring, and no one else is really close to anything. Elder Titan close to 20. We'll get the 100% cleave.
Okay.
That's no joke.
Okay.
Obviously also sitting on a Blink Dagger means that if he just gets the connection that he wants, he can kind of pick his target at any point in Q.
15k net worth lead for Secret. It doesn't feel like it though, does it to you? Maybe it's because they're playing LGD and they're just so crisp, but it feels really difficult to get another Rax here.
It's not an easy game to end, but Secret are definitely in a commanding position just from... Like when you look at the map and how it gets played by both teams, that is clearly that there's one team that's clearly behind and clearly ahead. But
right.
Again, for me, the absolute net worth value is not equal. I feel like PSG LGD's items a little bit more bang for your buck there. We have a refresher on Ame now as well.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So 2 subsequent rings can be placed by Monkey King, can delay and defend for a very long time, and obviously if they have any sort of strong setup. A lot of the time what you do against Monkey King is you bait out the ring and then you disengage, and that just doesn't cut it against 2 of them.
Swift blink now on Matu.
Yeah, that's big.
Looking for Y, there's the roar! He's gonna get decimated! No, the force step again with the press the attack! Beautiful shackle though, but not resulting in a kill for Secret.
So fast to react.
They're just instant. The press the attacks have been absolutely on point for Faith Beyond, and force staffs as well. So Secret, that was their first attempt at getting a pickoff here. Of course, with this Aghanim Scepter on Gyro, can at least do chip damage, but the split arts are just so annoying to deal with. I don't know how you go high ground. It's only a minute left on Aegis, and I think they might have to just wait it out, Synderen.
Yeah.
Art Splitter, Echo Stomp, Split Arts, Wukong's command.
I genuinely think LGD are going to smoke the moment this Aegis expires and try to find Matu. It's a game-winning... It's their only true win condition for the foreseeable future, but it's so high impact if they pull it off that they genuinely could just potentially end the game in 2 minutes.
Right.
If they have any wave that they can connect into the enemy base within a minute, 60 seconds is more than enough for Monkey King and Lesh to take the TFO towers.
That does feel very transparent. Like Secret should know that that is the win condition for LGD this game.
They definitely
expect them to play ultra passive here as the Aegis is expiring shortly.
I feel like Io should be close to the Ursa right now just in case, but he is playing with Gyro. Secret are maximizing farm on the map, and Matu will... I thought for a second he was going to show himself mid-wave here.
Ame doesn't have buyback, by the way. 400 gold away from that. It's just stuck in his own base, and Matu, it's 2.5 minutes and 1,100 gold. Despite that, everybody else has buyback. But if you're Secret, yeah, there's no way you're going high ground now. Let's just go for Roche number 5, maybe 6, maybe 7, so maybe we can get double digits this game. And I believe once you get the double digits, it just drops every item in the game at once and it's a free-for-all, right? That's what I heard at least.
Maybe God you don't design Dota. Okay.
Oh, the Invincible Blade, Matu, they're gonna find the kill onto Y. But again, buybacks in tow, and yep, gem on the deck, but Faith Beyond able to recover it.
They were not ready that time with Faith Beyond. If you keep going for these quick pickoffs on Bane, eventually one is going to stick, and that one did, but... Well, the good news for Secret is it's buying time for Matu's buyback, and they're still controlling the map, so even if they can't go high ground, this is still a good play. Not the most impactful kill, but it's more about the time rather than Bane being out of play, almost. Nothing to say. Disarm, more stuns.
I don't know what to do here. If you're Secret... Oh, Ame's going to jump in, get force staffed away thanks to the Hurricane Pike. And Bane, I mean, he's up in 15 anyway. Doesn't even have to expend the buyback. Gale Force just forcing them back away. All right, they jump in, but they're just immediately retreating here. Matu can't make up his mind. Going for the LC now. Gets force steps again. Matu is going to find the kill, but that's a buyback now for him. Matu able to Earthshock to the other side. Splitter onto both of them. Boundless strike. What a god. Jin Q and company just decimating Secret now. over-aggressive without the buybacks to work with. And PSG LGD hold big time. That boundless strike.
Oh my god, I think with Xingqiu in the middle of all of them, with Earth Splitter and the full natural order, I think that boundless strike did pure damage to all of Secret's heroes.
That
Would
was
love a replay of that one.
sickening.
That was absolutely stupid damage coming out from the two of them. Earth Splitter. Actually, Elder Titan did the most damage in that. Wait, that wasn't Elder Titan. Yes, it was. I take that back. Okay, look at this.
Yeah.
So, I love the attempt here from Secret. Instant ghost
Yeah, we're gonna have a
sector.
buyback onto Matu. Not sure if we're gonna have time to actually
We're
get
gonna
this
go back
replay.
to live, I think.
Yep. Ame pops. That's the press the attack. Double buyback now for Secret. As you can see, no buyback for another 8 seconds on Matu. He does have the money though. So trying to delay here. There's the fortification. And there's the buyback available if he wants to expend it.
They are going to keep going until this Ursa buys back.
Absolutely. And with this Diabolic Edict, the duel comes in onto Zai, but the Gale Force to try to counteract it. Wukong's in that place as well. The jump in from Matu, that is a deletion of Legion Commander. No buyback, that's a dieback. In fact, Matu, look at this Gale Force. That was a double Gale Force, I think. All this damage being applied to Monkey King, but Matu, if he gets taken out, that's a dieback on Matu. Double kill from GQ. LGD are doing it, Cinderin. It's a 1 for 3 with the buyback onto Y. And this is going to be multiple racks, if not more. GG's just called, just like that. Just one misstep from Secret and LGD capitalized.
That did not. Like LGD were going to be able to win the game there. Secret got the first kill onto Legion Commander. Blink duels. They counteracted really nicely, but the damage is just... Again, this is what I've been talking about earlier. I find it so hard to go against a late game Elder Titan that's so farmed. Like, you look at the way LGD's heroes play together. He gets in the Astral Spirit, goes in with the Natural Order, blinks in, just starts hitting people. Earth Splitter wasn't even a part of that. He had it on cooldown from the base fight. Doesn't matter. Leshrac and Monkey King just get to absolutely shine with all of that.